Okay, what we're going to do now is we're just going to work on a bit of a swing. So I want to get this right because it helps with everything. So the swing, the best way I can describe it is, and you're kind of, you're thrusting, you're thrusting the kettlebell forward, yeah? To be as least vulgar as possible. Well, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like thrusting that kettlebell forward. And what I want is I want this. I'm not trying to lift with my arm, yeah? I'm not trying to pull it up. I'm just letting it flow. I'm just letting my arm go long and just swing, and I'm letting my hips do the work, yeah? That's what we want. We want that kind of just flowy, rhythmic movement, nice and easy. Now to build that, what I found is good is to switch arms and just let it swing and flow. With this, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, just, let it flow. I'd say the longer, so like 20, 30 seconds, things really start to relax. If we go side on, yeah, and it's all about just letting it relax. Letting it relax. I'm like, you see how I'm twisting it? You don't have to do that. It's just something I do. I just don't even know where I started it. But I like that twist. So when I go under, my arm goes like that a little bit as I catch it. And I just get an extra little pull in my shoulder and my arm. So it's like a little, so if I do it here, and it's like that little twist there. See how my arm goes like that? I like that little extra bit. That little extra bit of stretch. And again, it's that little bit of coordination as well. But, so that's our next bit, right? So we're just developing that little bit of a hip hinge, and we're just switching arm to arm. So we've already done a little bit from there, but it's bringing that, so, when you can do doubles, I just quite like the single arm because it lets me flow a little bit more. I love kettlebell swings, right? So I always used to do them. They were a big part of my strength and conditioning when I was fighting, and I used to train, when I was training people at first to lift, I still use a lot of heavy kettlebell swings, and it always helped everyone's squats, everyone's deadlifts. They always got, and I think it kept them healthy as well, thinking about it, because eventually they went out of vogue. I didn't use them anywhere near as much, but it was like a staple. Like every week we'd do a certain amount of them. Then over lockdown, I decided I wasn't going to train in my unit, even though I could have done. My clients weren't allowed, I wasn't allowed. And we all had kettlebells, we had dumbbells, and some people had barbells, and I put a lot of programs together for the people who did. And one of them was a kettlebell challenge. It was a 10,000 swing challenge. So every day I was just doing hundreds of swings, various weights, say like, 16 to like 40 key, depending on what I was doing that day. I might do more with less weight, or I might do less with more weight. But I think by the end I was doing a lot with a 40. And that was it. I did loads of stuff like that. Loads of kettlebells, blah, blah, blah. We go back after lockdown and I squat. I'm not squatted for however long the lockdown lasted. And I think I squatted a pretty respectable 210 with like, without even trying. And all done swings, I felt good. I actually felt really good when I returned then. And I wish I paid attention to that, because all this stuff I'm doing, I did a lot more of it over lockdown. And then I got really giddy, went back into the barbell, back into the strongman stuff, and that's when I started to lock up again. I went full meathead, went full meathead. And I pulled some big numbers, but it definitely cost me. So yeah, I'm a big fan of swings for that reason. So just to recap, that you can start with this if you just want to do one at a time and just do a few on each arm. That's absolutely fine too. But I encourage you to that, yeah. And you're just gonna flow, and we're gonna do 30 seconds, a minute, whatever feels comfortable for you. I will show you at the end something I quite like to do to finish off a kettlebell workout. It is just flowing like that. So I just do, like I said, 30 seconds, couple of rounds, just get yourself moving. Then we're gonna go on to the next bit, yeah. And again, it's about learning how to use this thing so we can put it together into some flows.